Hello and welcome to the Winnipeg Jets Postgame Show presented by Budweiser. I'm Sara Orlesky. Happy to have former NHLer Trevor Kidd join me here tonight. All right, Trevor, Friday night. Let's presume my voice is going to make it through this.
We're going to do this.
We are. Friday night, Winnipeg Jets had Canada Life Center buzzing, 6-2 win against Detroit. Then you look at here, a Sunday night. Once again, you would think it was a Friday night with the atmosphere that was in this building, a 6-1 win over the New Jersey Devils. What did you like about this win here tonight?
Well, listen, when you have Neil Diamond and the wave happening with 4 minutes left in the hockey game, you know the night was good, right?
And just to be clear, the wave did not just go around once or twice.
Oh, no.
Oh, it was about 6 or 7 times,
So
both lower bowl and upper bowl.
What we've been talking about here for a couple months, certainly the last couple of games here in Winnipeg have been hugely entertaining. But there's a lot of, when you look at it, lots of goals, and everybody wants to see goals, but from a bigger picture standpoint, you have to like how Winnipeg played. You know, again, on Friday night, New Jersey, back-to-back games again. They played in Chicago last night. It was a better team coming in here. You saw, I mean, I mentioned to you a few times, this is a good team, even battling right to the end. I mean, Connor Hellebuyck was pitching a shutout with 15 seconds left, and they're still poking and diving, trying to. New Jersey's a good team. Winnipeg met that challenge in different parts of the ice, along the boards, the neutral zone, and again, how their offense was created. They scored a lot of goals, but I really liked how those goals were scored and what led up to that puck going in the back of the net.
Yeah, you can only play the teams and the games that are in front of you, and certainly they have been able to have success over the last couple of games. We will take you inside the dressing room shortly. We will also have Nikolai Ehlers join us momentarily. But let's take a look at the lines again. This is the second consecutive game that we have seen them since Rick Bowness adjusted them, stacked that top line, that Dubois line. But then the trickle-down effect, there seems to be that chemistry, and the back of the net, across the board, the players have been able to find it.
Again, tough, and I agree with you. You could say that that first line is stacked, but I mean, what you're seeing from Ehlers and Nemeskov and Wheeler tonight, I said there were some nice goals that were scored by that second line. Really liked the effort on the third line there. Again, all around, you saw some secondary scoring. You saw your best players, that top six, doing a lot of great things here tonight.
Yeah, so the goals tonight coming, Nikolai Ehlers with 2. Nino Niederreiter had the team up 2-0. Morgan Barron with a penalty shot that he scored on, making it 3-0. Kyle Connor, Pierre-Luc Dubois. So again, you're seeing production from it across the board. But one of the things that I thought was interesting was that as much as we love to point to the offense, and that was certainly obviously a big point of discussion, I think 12 combined goals over the previous 8 games heading into this homestand. Well, we've seen 12 goals now in 2 games. You knew that this is a team that could score, and perhaps once the floodgates opened, it would just, you know, we'd be seeing it on a more regular basis. Actually, give us 1 second. We're going to talk about the defensive side of the puck in a moment, but Nikolai Ehlers is downstairs, so we want to get down to him right now. Before my voice totally leaves me, Nikolai, 2 goals for you on this evening, the first goal and the 6th goal. 12 goals for this group over the last 2 games. What has changed for this team against Detroit and New Jersey?
We've been playing the right way, and not just for 10 minutes. We've been getting the pucks deep and working them from there, and, you know, put the puck to the net and you usually score. So it's been working out for us.
How would you describe the confidence of this group, and what can that do for a team that knows that they can score but obviously wasn't having the puck luck in previous games?
Well, I mean, we're a confident group. You know, you try to stay confident even when it's not going your way. We know what we got in that room, and we've been grinding for a while, but we got to keep working. You know, when we play well, we're a pretty good team. So we're excited about the last 2 games, and we got a big one coming up. So we're looking forward to that one.
How much scoreboard watching have you been doing lately?
Not at all. What are you talking about?
Hey, we haven't been either.
Exactly.
What do you know? No,
Exactly.
No one watches the scoreboards and the standings at this time of year.
Not at all.
Just when you look at your line as well, we talked to Blake after the last game and just the success that you 3 have been able to have just in this short period of time. What is it that you've liked about the way that you and Blake have been playing with Vlad?
I think we've been able to read off each other pretty well. I think today, I mean, even though we scored a goal today, our timing was maybe a little bit off at times. So obviously we've played 4 or 5 games together. So that is not going to change the way that we go into next game, but it's going to make us better. So Vladdy reads the game extremely well. So does Wheels. I mean, that pass he made today was pretty great. So we got to keep working, us three together, and hopefully we can make some more good stuff happening.
You returned the favor from you the other night. Thanks so much for this, Nikolai. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Always love when we get to have Nikolai on. No, standings? Who watches the standings? Who watches the scoreboards this time of year? I do want to go back to that idea of the defensive side of the game, because we did see the offensive output, but some of the whether it be the back pressure that you saw from the Jets
really
in this
noticeable
game,
tonight.
That what they were able to do, even though Jersey got their shots, what they were able to do to try to limit the type of shots that we saw.
Yeah, again, I liked everybody wants to see goals, and we saw lots of those tonight, and we'll see some of those goals and what led up to them. But the structural part that we've talked about for quite a few months, you'd like to say quite a few weeks, but it seems like a couple months, right? I thought that was really good here tonight. New Jersey's a quick, fast team. Winnipeg had to be good in the neutral zone here tonight, and I thought they were, both in the decisions that they made going forward, but that back pressure that you talked about in coming back, and this is a great example. I poked you there in the third period, and I said, you have to capture this one. The back pressure by both Blake Wheeler and Nick Ehlers was noticeable on that play specifically. When you have that back pressure, and we talked about making those comparisons going back to October, November, Winnipeg Jet the defenders defending further up the ice, you're allowed to do that when you have the back pressure because you have that support. And I thought that was really evident on that play specifically. That's easy to see, but throughout the night you had it. And the other part is making the decisions. If it wasn't on, you saw it probably a half dozen times here tonight, that big flip pass that almost hits the scoreboard, but there's no danger there. And so instead of turning the puck back over in the neutral zone, if it's not on, it was off the boards or was high, putting it back on the New Jersey's end or stick, but way back in their end, like regrouping, right? So that allowed you to reset, get organized, and again, the structure part was really evident here tonight.
Okay, we're going to take a look at some goals in a moment, but first, let's go inside the Jets dressing room and hear from number 26, Blake Wheeler.
I think first and foremost, we played one game in 5 days, sandwiched with that San Jose game, and we were in dire need of a stretch like that. I think you can't underestimate the toll that the schedule took on us, and sounds like an excuse, but I think it's a fact. Like everyone was doing the right things. Like guys were prioritizing rest and trying to be ready to go, and sometimes it's just a matter of the wear and tear kind of taking a toll on you. So I kind of had that thought in mind, during that stretch. I thought this could be, something that tips the scales in our favor a little bit. And, obviously we've had a couple teams come in here, playing back-to-backs as well. And so I think the overriding point is, I think, schedule circumstances of, bounce in our favor a little bit.
For you, what is it about the combination of you, Nick, and Vladdy that seems to unlock so much potential?
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me a lot of, sort of towards the end of last year when, me, Nicky, and Stas played together. Vladdy's such a smart player. He's always in the right spot. He's a really easy guy to read off of. Wants to play a two-man game. He's not a guy that's, needs the puck or wants the puck all the time. He wants it, he'll give it right back to you. And, Nicky creates so much space, and for me, I'm maybe a little bit past the part of creating a ton of space for myself, but to play with a guy that can put me in situations where I have time and space, I can still make some plays happen, given those opportunities. And I think it's just three guys that really gel, and we kind of have all the components you need to have a good line.
Did you feel like the rest gave your legs a little bit of a boost too, because of the last couple games?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. That was kind of what I was getting to. Is just, like I said, we've had a couple teams come in here on back-to-backs, and we've been able to rest a little bit. So, we hopefully can keep that momentum going in the right direction, going forward.
How important is it, when you mentioned the back-to-backs, to not only just pounce on them early, but to finish early and play with the lead?
Well, our team's really tough to play against when we get the lead. It's so much of our struggles where we'd get behind early in a game and we're chasing the game, and even if we controlled the rest of the game, it just felt like getting that equalizer was really tough for us. So it's definitely an emphasis for us to have good starts, especially when a team's coming in off a back-to-back. You want to establish your game and take over the first period and hopefully make them chase the game.
Like you said, you don't open up as much space as you used to, which is certainly a humble thing to say, but how can I ask what the challenge is like, is to still find ways to help, to score, to do all the things and not feel like maybe you're 25 years old?
Well, I still feel great. You just have to evolve a little bit. I think the game's changed quite a bit too. Players are a lot faster and move a lot better, and you don't have the guys my size that can't skate that well to skate around. So I've had to evolve over the years, and I still think move more than well enough to be effective. And I guess the point was playing with a guy like Nicky. He's so dangerous. I think he draws so many eyes to him that if you're able to play off him and read off him a little bit, you're going to find yourself with a lot of time and space.
I remember last year.
And you can hear the rest of Blake Wheeler later on tonight on the Winnipeg Jets website. He was speaking about his line and just the contributions that they've been able to make. We spoke about it with Nikolai Ehlers and ourselves as well. Let's look at the first goal. There were 6 goals to look at in this game, but let's look at the first one.
Like this one, right off the top, though, and Nate Schmidt keeps that puck in. And what I liked about this is Blake Wheeler doing the work, and there was a lot of this, how the goals were scored. There's that Nate Schmidt keeping the puck in. What? This is 2. There's 1. Keeps fighting, draws 2 New Jersey players in. And this where you've seen what you like about Nick Ehlers talking about the read, and Blake Wheeler also the read of the line, is having that trust that Blake Wheeler is going to do that work behind that. There's 2 New Jersey players there that are coming in that are going to battle with Blake for that puck. For Ehlers to have that patience in front of that, hold that spot. He's in a great place. That's where you want him, that danger zone. For him to hold that position there, trust that Blake Wheeler is going to get the work done behind the net. He does. That puck comes out front, right on the tape. Great pass, and just a quick shot by Nick Ehlers. So it was great. And again, all the goals had some sort of component of that tonight. Nate Schmidt keeping the puck in, keeping it around down low. Blake Wheeler fending off 2 New Jersey players, finding Nick Ehlers in front of that. Quick shot, quick play, nice goal.
Yeah, 2 assists for Blake Wheeler, using his size to his advantage. All right, time to hear from Connor Hellebuck, who was the first star of the game tonight.
Connor, how different has this sort of 48 hours maybe changed the outlook, at least in the room? What's the feeling like now compared to maybe where you were Friday morning?
Not a whole lot's changed. We're sticking to our game and we're building it. This is when you want to peak, and I think that's what we're doing.
No doubt those some desperate measures, right? You come into this weekend, an all-important one, and you get 2 big wins and score a dozen goals. That's got to lighten the mood a little bit.
Well, definitely. Like I said, we're building our playoff game, and if it looks like that, I think we're going to be pretty happy in here.
You said you're sticking to your game, but from what I saw up there, it looks a lot different than what we were seeing a number of games ago. I'm wondering what you're seeing from your team in front of you that kind of led to what we've seen defensively the last couple of games.
We're blocking a lot of shots. We're supporting each other, and we're committing to that team play, and it's all the difference right now.
I take a look in the last 5 minutes of that game. There were some puck battles in the corner in your zone where your guys are, it's 6-0, and they're just battling like crazy. I'm wondering what you think of the mindset of your team at that time of the game.
Oh, it's a full 60 minutes. You don't want to give any team anything, especially in this league. Momentum can kill you, and momentum can carry you a long way, so you got to get the momentum and carry it.
You guys have really liked your game through this stretch, even with the losses counting up. Wondering, just with the victories, can it just, as long as you're getting the results, can the results make that much more of a difference? It's one thing to have the effort, but to get the effort and the results, can that change a mindset even in a room as you head towards the playoffs?
Yeah, I think results make you feel good. Results are reassuring, letting you know you're doing the things right and you're playing hard enough. So, like we've always said, we're letting things take care of themselves and we're playing our game.
You'd probably play all 82 games if you wanted to, but it looks like they're going to probably lean on you here down the stretches. You're in this tight battle. Are you prepared to play the rest of the stretch down? How are you feeling physically?
Yeah, I feel good. We've been managing my workload perfectly, I'd say. We got a whole team for that, so if I need to go, I'll go.
All right, you can catch the rest of Connor Hellebuyck also on the Jets website, as always, but we want to make sure that we get you into the Matt Frost Media Center because Rick Bowness is up at the podium.
And you must have liked, again, how your team came out and kind of jumped on them early.
Yeah, you have to do that. We've been in that position enough this year when the team's sitting there waiting for you. That's a great hockey club over there. Lindy's done a phenomenal job with them. They're fast, they're hard to play against, so even though they played last night, you saw their speed and their skill, so it was important that we came out of the gate hard and try to get that lead, which we did finally, and a lot of good things tonight.
Interesting makeup, obviously, with your lines here, with Mark on the wing and Vladislav centering the second line, Nino on the third line, but is the offshoot of that you've got three really balanced offensive lines, and we're now seeing that 11 even strength goals in the last two games?
Yeah, that's, again, so Mark Tate does take a lot of face-offs, so I know he's listed as the right winger in that line. He still takes a lot of face-offs. Wheels took a lot of important face-offs today on Vladdy's line, so we're lucky we have that option. But there's Nino's like Vladdy. Put him on left wing, right wing. They can move him around. They're very smart hockey players, and they adjust to whatever you ask them to do. Nino's done a great job with Adam, and obviously Vladdy, and there's some chemistry there with Vladdy and Nick and Wheels. So yeah, it's worked so far. We'll see how far we can go with it.
Yeah, it seemed tonight like the goal celebration seemed a little more emphatic. In the third period, there's some hoot and hollering from the bench on, I believe it was a pass from Connor Hellebuyck, an outlet pass. I mean, it just seems like, is there a swagger back? Like, do you feel the confidence is back?
It's back. Team? I mean, again, we had a couple of those games where we know we created enough scoring chances to win games, and you get tired of hearing me say that, but we did. And it gets very frustrating for the players when the puck's not going in. But they were making plays, and they're starting to feel good to see the puck finally go in the net for them. We love the fact they're making those great plays, and the D's are involved, and that's how we want to play. So it feels good for the guys. I'm happy for the guys to see the puck finally go in the net for them.
60 minutes tonight? Like, do you feel like that was a full game effort from your club?
Yeah, I do.
I was going to ask that similar one, but I'm going to get you to expand on it. I feel like 4-0 after the two periods, there's a tendency for teams to maybe pull back a little bit, let the other team go, minus that last 15 seconds.
No, we want to keep playing the right way, the same way. We've got a big game coming up here on Wednesday, clearly, and we just don't want to have any bad habits. So, no, we want to keep playing the same way.
What's the message from you, Rick, after a game like that? And maybe it's not the time now, but to ensure that maybe the good feelings aren't too good, right? That there's a battle here.
No, their sense of this veteran, they know what we're up against. We have to keep winning. So you enjoy tonight, and they'll have a day off tomorrow because we've been on the ice a lot. We'll have a good practice, and we know the importance of Wednesday's game. So we want to feel good about it, but there's still a lot of hard work ahead of us.
It's old hat now, but Connor Hellebuyck comes up big for you again. I mean, doesn't get that shutout, but just the importance of him, not just this game, but we're down the stretch here.
But in the second period, you knew they were going to make a big push, and they did. And he made some really big saves in that second period. They're a great second period team, if you look at their stats. And so we knew they were going to come out hard, and we needed some saves, and he was outstanding. Obviously everyone was hoping for that shutout, and it's unfortunate we didn't get it. But we talk about timely goals. We got them tonight, and we got a lot of timely saves from Connor.
6 goals, a lot of probably plays that you're going to like on a night like this. One I want to ask about is Adam Lowry's back check to turn that Devils 3-on-1 into Nino Niederreiter's goal. What did you see on that play?
Yeah, well, that's right. It's a second effort. He recognized what was happening, and it was a tremendous effort by him. That's, the on-ice awareness. We talk about a lot of on-ice awareness. That's a perfect example. I think he saw what was developing, and he made that extra effort and used his strength and his size and his stick length and broke up a play, and it turns into the winning goal.
And you get the power play goal towards the end of the game. What did you see from those guys again tonight?
I didn't like that last power play when they were out in the second. They didn't move at all. The puck wasn't moving. Anyways, and I hate to do that, honestly. It's 5-0 when you put that unit out there, but our power play's got to get going. And the second unit went out, they did a good thing, and again, it's 5-0. I hate to throw that unit, I really do. But the most important thing is for our team, and we have to get that power play clicking, and we need it clicking on Wednesday night. We need it clicking till the end of the season. So we did it, and they made a great play, and they got a great goal.
I know you've touched on the 60-minute effort, but I wonder what it says to a coach when you see less than 5 minutes left in that game. Your players were absolutely going to war in the corners for the puck, blocking shots. What does it say? What kind of good signs are in that for a coach when he sees that happening with his team?
Well, they were playing. They take pride in their goals against too, and they do. And they wanted that shutout for Connor. And you saw Morgan Barron a couple of times just bust his butt down to save icings. So those are the little things. You saw Kevin make them, Kevin had a big shot block, but they take pride in the goals against. They wanted that shutout, and they were going to do everything they could to get it. So it's unfortunate they got that one, but that happened. But the guys again, it's all about good habits and play for 60 minutes. Every shift matters, and I give them a lot of credit for that.
Rick, I know you talked about the chances weren't going in, but is it not somewhat stark, the turnaround that you've seen from your team in the last 2 games, or were we just not seeing enough of what was going on behind the scenes?
Well, even that game in San Jose, we had 25 scoring chances, and we didn't score. Right, so eventually, if you keep doing the good things and playing the right way and creating offense, it's got to go in for you. Now, back-to-back 6-goal games, that's rare for us, but it's really good to see. But to give the guys credit, they stayed in the fight and they just keep putting pucks on the net and making plays, and finally, it's going in.
Kind of joked that we might be sick of you saying, hey, we got a lot of scoring chances. I imagine it takes confidence to stand there and keep saying that as well. I mean, did you get sick of hearing yourself say those things?
Yeah, well, I just feel bad for the guys because they were getting all those chances. But if you play the right way, and again, I know we lost games that we should have won because of the scoring chances. And if we weren't getting their chances, then there'd be a lot more things to get upset about. There would be. But when you're getting those chances and the goalie's standing on his head, or you're hitting posts, or whatever the reason it's not going in, you just got to stay with it. And again, I know we lost some games, and I said, well, did we play? The most important thing is, did we play well enough to win those games? And the answer is a yes. And we just didn't score. Now the puck's gone in the last couple of games, and we hope it continues. Thanks.
All right, there are, as we mentioned, no shortage of goals that we could go over in this one, so you'll have to go to the Jets website to be able to catch all of the highlights afterwards, with lots to discuss here. But let's take a quick look at the standings, because that is obviously what everybody is keeping an eye on at this point of the season, especially with the Calgary Flames here. Big game on Wednesday. Well, wouldn't you know who's in town? The Flames.
The Calgary Flames, and they are, I think, losing right now, 4-3 to Anaheim.
To the Anaheim Ducks
with 20 minutes to go.
Yeah, in the third period, just starting the third period right now. That game's really gone back and forth right now, so that'll be a key one that everyone around these parts will be keeping an eye on, but certainly a lot of excitement heading into Wednesday's game. It should be a fantastic atmosphere here inside Canada Life Centre. But I do not want to wrap this tonight without giving, we show so many highlight reel goals, we show the top stars. I love when you see those guys that play on the third or the fourth line get rewarded.
Yes.
Morgan Barron, Rick Bowness spoke about some of the effort that we saw, not just in terms of his goal tonight, but whether it be racing down to negate the icings, to do whatever he needs to do in the contributions that he's being asked to make on that fourth line. He drew a penalty tonight.
Great job, and he showed a burst of speed here.
He sure did with the hustle. I like what he's doing in limited
And you're waiting, and absolutely, this is a penalty shot. And a great job here, great patience. Again, you're talking about a third, fourth line player. Has the patience, finds that 5-hole. What I loved about this, and you touched on it, and we're going to show it the goal again. You see the puck kind of flip up there. Great job by Morgan Barron. You watch it here again. has the patience, waits for the play to open up there in the wickets. But and we didn't see it at the end, which was really cool. And you heard Rick Bowness talk about some of the swagger. You talked about the details, the habits, the battles, the compete, but also the swagger, which was, you can also say, is fun.
Yep.
And on that goal, when Morgan Barron went back to the bench, for all the last month or so, we've heard the gate slamming and cursing and swearing and the frustration. The fun happened on that goal. They wouldn't let Morgan Barron onto the bench. They let him. He stayed out there. They wouldn't let him onto the bench. He enjoyed that power play penalty shot by himself, Han Solo on the ice. Let him enjoy his song. It was a great moment, but it showed where the team is at that moment, and certainly the last couple games, where they are enjoying it, having fun, but that fun is only coming from how they're playing. You touched in, Bowness says, the details, the habits, the competing, the battling. So it's all set up for Wednesday night.
It sure is. All right, they have started off this final homestand of the season with 2 wins, the 6-2 win against Detroit, the 6-1 win against Jersey here tonight. We will see what they're able to do Wednesday night, as mentioned, here in downtown Winnipeg at Canada Life Center. Hope you join us after the game. Thanks. You're with me.
We'll see you Wednesday.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
All right, have a great night, everyone.